Day is as good as any day to admit it. Parents, we are no longer leading the way. Our children are. And the only word that can possibly console us adults, is a word that's very profound, that many of you have taught us, and it's got a deep meaning. Whatever. I entitled this speech, "The Last Place," and it seems rather odd, doesn't it, considering we're in the gym partially surrounded by first place banners from years past. And as we entered today, we walked by pictures of winners and plaques and trophies awarded to the school for various events, speech, music, athletic competitions. But now I'd like you graduates to look around you. You don't have to turn all the way around, but you know they're there. The faculty behind you, the parents up in the bleachers. There are no awards there, only people. And they are people who have purposely not taken the number one spot in your life so you can have it today. Your parents, relatives, friends, and teachers have really taken the last place. Now, what does that mean? It means very simply that they have answered the call to love you. They have detached themselves from personal concerns and selfish gain so that you can dream and achieve and grow. Today, as we all recognize your graduation, I'm asking you to think about the people who have nurtured you, challenged you, corrected you, and encouraged you. And I'm asking you as young adults to make a silent vow today to do the same thing in your life, and to do even more than that. Your formal education and your life education in the last few years and in the next few are not about building individual success and personal freedom. Your education is about understanding how you can become a member of a community, a human community that at its best allows us to join ourselves to others despite our differences. A real community thrives on love, where people answer the human call to be selfless and non-judgmental, sacrificial and forgiving. Where we find peace not in the promotion of the self or in competition or criticism. Instead, we find peace in cooperation and communion. We all have the same fears, really, the same needs, the same beauty, and the same destiny. And once we realize that truth, we can start to take the last place, the lowest place. And from the lowest place, we can recognize the emptiness of fame, power, money, those things that'll never, ever fill the hugeness of our hearts. And we can admit the corruption and mindless and soulless forms of entertainment that are around us today. And we can recognize that our society doesn't lack knowledge, and it doesn't lack the opportunity for gratification, but it does lack love. And if we want to be truly great, we must love others, especially those whom no one seems to love. We must cry with those who mourn. We must share our bounty with those who have nothing. And we must give our time to those who are desperate. We must allow no barriers to our love. And we must recognize our weaknesses so we are not slaves to our pride, but humble enough to change the world by loving it. You know, Mother Teresa had a great line. She said, "Acts of love are always acts of peace. They bring peace to those we care for and peace to ourselves." Now, I'm not asking you to give yourself to others who gave themselves to you or who have given themselves to you. By this time in your life, you may have found that you have to suffer for those in your family, and you have to forgive many people in your family, and just as they have forgiven you. The last place is separate from personal achievement. You can still reach your goals and take the last place. The last place is having a willingness to embrace other people, even if they hurt you or reject you or are different from you in every way possible. Taking the last place is not to judge other people. It's to reject hatred and criticism and bitterness and jealousy and prejudice, to understand our own imperfections so that we can forgive those in others. Now, whether you made it through Wheaton North with all A's or all D's, whether you have many friends, many people you know, or just a few, whether high school for you was a great time or a time that wasn't so great, I want to celebrate today not what you've done, but what you can do and what you will do. I hope each one of you does great things in this world. But don't try to measure your greatness in the way society tells you to measure it. Don't do that. Don't try to measure it with money or good looks or power or stature or fame. Measure it instead in the only way that counts. That's the only way that can last. Through denying yourself by giving yourself to everyone you meet. That might be the stranger. It might be the criminal. It might be the foreigner. It might be the ignorant. Take the last place, and you'll have an impact on this world for the people you love. You'll have an impact on this world that lasts long after any of us today. Well, on behalf of these distinguished guests here, and on behalf of my colleagues, the faculty and staff at Wheaton North, on behalf of your parents who love you and all those in this gym who love you, all the best and congratulations on this special day.